Do you remember the last look your dog gave you? That quiet moment, where he said nothing, but said everything? Maybe it was a calm look, full of love, or a deep look, as if he were trying to thank you for a lifetime. But what did he want to tell you at that moment? What does that look carry, for real, when the body is already saying goodbye, but the love is still there, whole? This video is for you who have felt the weight of a farewell, or for you who want to better understand the heart of those who only knew how to love you. Tell me here in the comments, what was your best friend's name? What is the most beautiful memory of him? And what would you like to have said at that last moment, right from the heart? And if that love still lives inside, he also writes, I love dogs, because this channel is made by those who feel it and never forget. Do you remember the last look your dog gave you? That instant, that seems simple, but that, inside, is an entire universe. A silent look, but loaded with words that were never spoken. There is something sacred about this moment, something that, even without sound, pierces us with force and accompanies us for a long time. Today, we are going to walk through this moment with delicacy. To understand everything that this look may have wanted to tell you, but you still haven't been able to translate, a dog's last look is no ordinary goodbye. It is a farewell that does not carry hurt, fear, or revolt. It is a look of surrender, of acceptance, of deep love. Sometimes, it is calm, as if it has already understood that time here is coming to an end, but that the connection goes far beyond time. Other times, it's a stare, almost insistent, as if he's trying to leave one last message. And every time, it is a look that marks. When your puppy's body begins to weaken, his love remains whole. He doesn't feel fear like we do. He feels your presence, and that's what matters to him. If you're there, he knows you're safe, that he is not alone. Therefore, that last look often carries gratitude. He doesn't know what the end is, but you know that everything you have lived with you has been worth it, and perhaps what that look is saying, wordlessly, is, thank you for being my home. Because he didn't need much. He didn't need luxury, parties, or great achievements. He needed you? From your company, of your voice. Your unique way of saying, let's go for a walk. Of preparing food, of sitting next to him without saying anything. That was all. And in that last look, he reminds you of that. He did not have grandiose expectations, nor did he dream of tomorrow. The gift was always enough, as long as it was by his side. Every simple routine, the opening of the door, the clatter of the food pot, the sound of his slipper dragging around the house was a melody he had grown to love. And now, at that last moment, he reviews everything in silence. With a full heart, because you were shelter, affection, and peace. You were his world, and he knew, from start to finish, that he was loved. This look is not one of demand, nor of bitter farewell. It is a look of someone who knows that he lived everything with truth. Of those who recognize in their eyes the same tenderness they have felt throughout their lives. From those who leave without fear, because they had what mattered most, constant love, and this love, he takes with him. It takes like a light on, a flame that does not go out, even with distance. Because when love is pure like this, it crosses time and continues to exist within those who remain. Maybe that's why his look touches the soul so much. He does not speak, but he says, it doesn't scream, but it marks. And if you close your eyes now, you might still be able to feel it. The light touch of the muzzle, the quiet breathing, that silence that said, it was good. Very good. Thank you. Because, for him, life was complete as long as he had you around. And now, everything that look wants to leave you, it is peace. Many people carry guilt when they lose a dog. They think they could have done more, that they could have realized before, that they should have stayed longer. But the truth is that, for him, what remained was love. And it is this love that he carries. The dog has no room for regret. He keeps the moments when you were whole with him, those ordinary days that, for him, were magical just because you were together. In many cases, the dog seeks your gaze in the last moments because they want to make sure you are there. And when he meets his eyes, something inside him quiets down. He recognizes that glow, that tone of voice, that smell. He knows, we're still together, and for him, that's enough. He can leave in peace, because he knows that he was loved to the end and that he loved with everything he could. In this farewell look, there is no despair, there is surrender. There is deep trust in those who have been by your side since the early days. The dog does not fear the end the way humans do. He just wants to know if, even in that delicate moment, you're still there entirely. If the connection remains, even if the body begins to fail. And when he feels that he does, he rests, with a light soul, knowing that history was lived with truth until the last second. It's as if his heart whispers, it's okay now. As if, in that brief meeting of eyes, he ended a cycle full of unique moments. The walks at dusk, the naps side by side, the good days, and even the difficult days. Everything takes shape in this look. He sees you, and you see him. No need for words. Because, deep down, the love that you lived has already said everything that needed to be said. And somehow, that look is also a gift to you. A memory that will stay alive, even when time passes. A silent proof that you were there, from beginning to end. That he left feeling safe, welcome, and love. And that feeling, this one you can keep forever. Sometimes, he looks at you as someone saying goodbye to the world, but not to you. As if to say, I will no longer be by your side, but I will be with you in another way. It may sound poetic, but it is real, because the presence of a dog continues even after departure. She remains in the memory of the touch, the sound of her pause, that look that seemed to understand everything. And that, somehow, he still understands. There are dogs that look for the last time, with their eyes half opening, without strength, but with sweetness. Others stare at you, as if they were keeping their face inside their chest. It doesn't matter the way. What matters is that there is truth there. There is love. And when you respond with affection, with tears, with your hand holding his feels, he understands. And he knows that your story does not end at that moment. It is common to feel that we are left with choked words, things we would have liked to have said. But most importantly, believe me, he already knew. Because the dog feels love for actions, for small gestures, by the way you called him, protected him, hugged him on rainy days. At the last glance, he does not expect speeches. He waits for your presence. Your calm, your hand, your breath close. That final look is often a mirror of what he's seen all his life in you. He is looking at you as he always has, with confidence, with surrender, with that faith that only dogs have in humans. It's almost as if he's saying, it's going to be okay. And even though the heart hurts, you feel that there is peace in that moment. A peace that comes from those who have fulfilled their mission with love. That is not easy to face this moment, but it can be transformative. It can teach you more about love, loyalty, and presence than many books, words, or theories. The dog loves you until the last second. He does not leave with anger, nor with doubt. He leaves in silence, but with his heart full of everything he has lived with you. And that's the greatest gift he can leave. After he is gone, his gaze remains in the memory. And on the hardest days, you might find yourself staring at nothing, and feeling it there. Because it is. Because true love does not dissolve with absence. It changes shape. It is no longer physical, but it is still real. And your dog's last look is proof of this, that there is something eternal in simple love. Lived in silence. Don't be afraid to remember this moment. Remember it fondly. Remember with gratitude. The pain softens over time, but the memory of that look, it remains. And one day, when everything seems dark, you'll remember him, and the heart will warm. Because that look was light. And the light does not go out. If today you have a dog by your side, enjoy every second. Look into his eyes while you can. Say you love it. Embrace with time. Because one day, you'll want to have saved all those moments. And, more than that, you will realize that each one of them was a farewell disguised as routine. If you've ever lost your best friend, know it. He left in peace. He took with him the best parts of you, and he left with you what was purest in him. Save it. Honor that. Live with that memory as an amulet, because the last look he gave you is proof that it was all worth it. Dogs teach us that to love is to be. It is to listen without haste. It's waiting without charge. And their last look sums it all up. It is like a silent signature of a story that has been lived with intensity. And even with the absence, it will never be erased. It continues. In you, if you miss it, allow yourself to feel it. But don't turn that into weight. Turn it into a light longing, in gratitude, in strength to continue being the kind of person he believed you were. Because, for him, you were always everything. And this everything still lives inside. You're not alone. Thousands of people have already lived this farewell. But each story is unique, and yours deserves to be remembered. Your dog's last look was a gift. It was the last page of a book written with love in every line. And he left that book with you. Longing doesn't have to be a burden. It can be a quiet way to keep love alive. When you miss him, close your eyes and remember the days of joy, the small gestures, the constant company. This is also a way to continue loving. It is like watering a flower that continues to exist inside the chest, even when we can no longer touch it. True love never goes away. It just changes places. Remember everything he taught you. Of the patience you learned in the difficult days, of the presence that you have come to value, the way he loved you without asking for anything in return. Use this as a guide. May each memory be a seed planted within you. A seed of tenderness, loyalty, and simplicity. Because dogs are masters at turning everyday life into poetry, and you had the privilege of living that poetry alongside him. And when your heart tightens, read again this invisible book he left. Reread the joyful chapters, the moments of silence, the complicit looks, because this book is yours alone. And even though the end has come, the love that wrote every line, it is still present. Keep guiding. He keeps reminding you, in silence, you were my everything, and I was happy. Maybe, at this very moment, he would be looking at you with that usual look. The one who said, it doesn't matter how you are, I'm here. And somehow, he still is. Within everything you learned from him, within your way of loving, to care, to feel. Before closing, I want to make you an invitation full of affection. If this message touched your heart, tell me here in the comments. What was the name of your four-legged companion? What was the most beautiful moment you lived with him? How do you remember that last look? Each story shared here is a way to keep this true love alive. And if you feel that this bond still lives inside you, you also write, "I love dogs," because these words unite us, heal us, and spread a little more light wherever they go. Subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and share this video with someone who is in need of a word of hope today. Sometimes, a simple gesture like this can warm a heart that is missing. And remember that a dog's love never ends, it just changes shape and continues to live inside us.